Uh, Good evening. I want to appeal to African leaders. African leaders today, they have closed their ear. And the most privileged African leader is HAKAINDE HICHILEMA. And HAKAINDE HICHILEMA is one of the 7 presidents that have been so close to God's revelations. I want to set my record clear. People claim that I'm the enemy to HAKAINDE HICHILEMA. Now, I want to review where our enmity with HAKAINDE HICHILEMA starts from. You know, for a person to be an enemy, they must be friends at a certain time, and they agreed to be friends, because there's no way enmity can come from nowhere. Before I can simply state that I'm considered enemy number 1 to HAKAINDE HICHILEMA by those people who listen to my videos. And HAKAINDE HICHILEMA is concerted to believe that, because even when I went to his residence, the second state house, I was told to say, if you see HAKAINDE HICHILEMA does not reply to your letter, and is not willing to listen to you or to meet you, run for your life. This is a security personnel to HAKAINDE HICHILEMA. And I realized that the vision that God told me to say, I must go where I come from, it was indeed true, because I'm not wanted near HAKAINDE HICHILEMA. Why is it that I'm an enemy to HAKAINDE HICHILEMA? I want us to listen to this recording from one of the podcasts or groups, WhatsApp groups, where they were discussing with one of the man from Southern Province how he described the tribalism that is promoted by HAKAINDE HICHILEMA. I remember I think I produced about 2 videos, or 2 videos after watching HAKAINDE HICHILEMA speaking in Choma, where he actually accused the PF to say, when you vote them back into power, they will beat you the way they used to beat you. Now, I'm wondering whether the NERAP is the new PF, is confirming that even if he grabbed the PF from the PF owners and gave it to Chavinga, Chavinga is no longer a PF. The PF is Mundubire and Makebi. They are the PF. So meaning, even if he removed the name, dismantled their party, he still has a good fight with individuals that bear the dream and the agenda of PF. And hence, we find that those who are arrested, they are arrested because they were perceived to be enemies of success. I once mentioned again to say Kasonde Mwenda, because I mentioned him to be a bearer of true reformation through ownership of natural resources. He was a threat to say, if they leave Kasonde Mwenda outside during the nomination, it may be one of those vehicles PF may use, because it is where I pointed to. But God cannot be fooled and cannot be manipulated. He has found aware that Hakainde Hichilema is not peaceful with Munduvile. Today, I want to say that it's not me speaking. The prophets of tribalism that I actually spoke and wrote in a letter to the open letter to Dr. Lev Patrick Manawasa. This is the book that I wrote. And perhaps it's me here and Dr. Kev Kaunda. There I say open letter to Dr. Lev Patrick Manawasa. This book with this cover since 2008, and it contains a lot of prophecies that makes Hakainde Hichilema hate me, and that makes those that believe in Hakainde Hichilema considered me to be an enemy to Hakainde Hichilema. I want to agree to say, if I would agree that I'm an enemy, that means there's a point where we had agreed. The point that we agreed was that UPND was coming into power. But they did not want to accept that the UPND that will come into power, it will bring a lot of consequences in regarding to biblical prophecies. So, page 105, I always want to start from page 103, where I admonished Hakainde Hichilema. In fact, I started with the reference to Mazoka. I said, I know I will continue to believe that God shall save me at his coming. To Hakainde Hichilema, I say what I told late Mr. Anderson Mazoka, that start with God and run with God unto the end, and end with God. Do what God shall reveal unto you all the time, so shall you save your soul from death. That's the first reason why I'm an enemy to Hakainde Hichilema, because I warned him in a letter to Dr. Lev Patrick Manawasa. This letter was dated, open letter to Dr. Manawasa. It's on page 9 of this book. Those who have the book, and Hakainde Hichilema has the book, and many others, those who bought this book. The letter was dated 12th May 2007, and I inserted it in this book. So I said, start with God and end with God, so that you can save your soul from death. You know, truth makes people enemies. Right now, Hakainde Hichilema is faced with death. But for him to realize that he needs to call God because he's seated over money, his fingerprint opens two main currencies, the most strongest currencies in the world. I remember I handled a pound the first time because of me visiting Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. He had access because the first president of Zambia. We ordinary in the circulation, you may not even handle a pound. It is only found in powerful corridors of power. So now, if you have powerful currencies, you look at people that call God in their poverty levels, that they cannot say anything. then whatever they say, they become your enemies. I said, do what God shall reveal unto you all the time. These revelations that HAKAINDE HICHILEMA has rejected are revelations that are speaking today. And one of the revelations that I want to refer to is on the same page 105, the one I wanted to start reading. I said, then Zambia will remain. I said, okay, let me start with the 3 on page 104. 3. You crash your throne, you crash Chiluba's throne, you crash first Republican President Dr. Kenneth Kaunda's throne, then Zambia will remain without a king before God. No one shall unite the nation. Today, Zambia has no former president. Because if a democracy has a president that has lived beyond 40 years, he becomes a king. We consult him. But Zambia has no one to consult, no former president. This prophecy has been fulfilled. And that's one thing that makes HAKAINDE HICHILEMA and me to be enemies. I said, no one will unite the nation. On this point, I've been reading this since the demise of late former President Lungu. I said, HAKAINDE must call me and consult me so that I can talk to the late President Lungu's family so that he can manage to bury Dr. Lungu's body. No, I was insulted by people. Today it's over 1 year, 12 months. HAKAINDE has failed to bury Lungu's body. Again, this is in a fulfilled prophecy. And that prophecy, I hope I can quickly refer to it. Yes, in this letter, that I wrote to late President Sata, and I found this letter before the High Court. It's page, when you look at the end there, it's page 147. I found this letter before the death of Lungu in 2020. And on page 146, which are actually, yeah, page 45 at the bottom, on this paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Paragraph 6, I stated, in fact, let me start from paragraph 4. I said, in the same letter, I said, Honorable Sata, you have passed your appointed time and I'm asking you to come back to God, who you left at the airport trap in the codes of the night on 12th July 2000. This is where you left your blessing. God says, come to him and reason with him and know your destiny and have peace of mind. Give chance for God to speak to you, for you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And you shall know God. Open letter to President Mwanawasa, 12th May 2007. I was quoting from the same letter that I'm quoting from this book. Here is the prophecy of no burial. On paragraph 5, I said, God is still calling you to come to him through this ministry. With God, PF and MMD are waters drawn from one well. Only if you humble yourself, then your future in leadership shall be sure and you shall not fail. But if you disobey as did those before you, be assured that God's word shall stand the test of time. Zambia shall see grievous deaths. So now I was talking to President Sata, and we know that for sure President Sata died, and he died a grievous death. 19th January, there was an assassination attempt on his life in State House, which has been kept as a secret to the state. GBM, as Minister of Home Affairs, confirmed that through the Post newspaper. I have that information. And HAKAINDE HICHILEMA was also accused, was also one of those who were listed to say he is the one who is trying to use the army against the president. And I was a prime suspect because I foretold about the killing of Michael Sata in State House. And hence, I was hated by Michael Sata. Even today, I'm hated by HAKAINDE HICHILEMA because I foresaw death in his leadership. Before he became a leader in 2007, where I said I saw Sata hitting his chest saying, I'll be president no matter what it takes. And HAKAINDE HICHILEMA stood up and said, no matter how long it will take, I'll be president. It has taken 23 years for HAKAINDE HICHILEMA to become president in 2021. And in the fulfillment of that prophecy, and even when people look back into this prophecy, they still feel and understand and classify me an enemy to HAKAINDE HICHILEMA. No one is willing to actually consult to say why God speaks to you. And why did God give you a revelation of HAKAINDE HICHILEMA becoming president? Right now, I was saying that PF and MMD, they are same waters. I was writing this before Sata became president, where I saw Sata becoming president. And now today, I said Zambia shall see grievous deaths. How many former presidents and how many sitting presidents have died? 6 in number. And HAKAINDE HICHILEMA is the 7th. And if all these presidents, I warned them of political deaths, what about HAKAINDE HICHILEMA, who I already mentioned that there's death ahead of you in 2007? Will he survive it? These prophets that were predicting that, HAKAINDE HICHILEMA will die in 2026, they are people who receive information from State House and they want to parade themselves as prophets when they are stealing information. So now listen, I quoted the scripture in reference to a non-burial of Lungu, who is not yet buried now for over a year. I said, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, they shall die of grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented. To be lamented is to be mourned. Right now, no one is mourning in Zambia. We are all geared to see who is the president in 2026, campaigning. There's no national mourning. Even when Lungu is not yet buried. The day Lungu is going to be buried, it will be a refreshment of the morning. I saw the last clip of the former president, the former late president widow crying. It's so painful to mourn for over a year, and when the country is not mourning with you, when everyone is back to their normal business. I want to say, when I was quoting this scripture, it was a revelation. Then he says, they shall not lament, neither shall they bury. You shall not bury. You will not mourn, and you shall not bury. And today, the body of Edgar Lungu remains unburied. What is it that gave me this foresight? Attached to Michael Sata, the PF president, and Lungu is the PF president. Nebuchadnezzar and Belshazzar, they were the same people because we are running under the same power. Any declaration that is meant for Michael Sata, it goes hand in hand to the current, to the president Lungu, who is dead under the leadership of Michael Sata. And we can see it very well to say, even if they have changed a political party to NAREP, UPND still consider Munduvile and Makebi Zulu as PF. You cannot rub the PF identity. So this one, Lungu is Michael Sata. Munduvile is Michael Sata. Makebi Zulu is Michael Sata. Whosoever was with Michael Sata is Michael Sata because he's standing on the same principles. So now, I said they shall not bury. Why? Neither they shall be buried, for I have taken away peace from these people, because peace has been removed. So when I was calling for HAKAINDE HICHILEMA to say, can you call me so that I bring in the peace? I'm holding peace. That's why South Africa today, when I came here, I brought peace. I wanted to pray for Nelson Mandela. Jacob Zuma refused me. I wanted to reveal to Jacob Zuma the peace that I'm holding, that God gave me. They refused. Cyril Ramaphosa, I wanted to talk to him peace. He refused. He only wrote an email to me acknowledging the receiving of those books that I gave him. But has he received the peace? Has HAKAINDE HICHILEMA received the peace from me? He has refused. 12 volumes of letters that I wrote to him. He refused. 12 volumes of books as an open letter to HAKAINDE HICHILEMA. He refused. When I said, no one shall remain to guide the nation, no one shall have respect in the eyes of the people of the world. Today, HAKAINDE HICHILEMA is not respected. HAKAINDE HICHILEMA is viewed as a Freemason. The issue surrounding HAKAINDE HICHILEMA in regard to the post-mortem done to Edgar Lungu, it brings a lot of questionable character because he has rejected peace. God has removed peace from every leader that refuses to listen to visions and dreams. God has removed peace. And here we learn. Let me repeat, no one shall remain to guide the nation. No one shall have respect in the eyes of the people of the world, and the tribal wars shall never end. Only donor slavery in sight. I talked about tribal wars shall never end. And that's another reasons that HAKAINDE HICHILEMA hates me. And this is where now I confirm from the people of the tribe of HAKAINDE HICHILEMA that are complaining about Hakainde's tribal wars. He campaigns on the lines of his tribe. He pictures Zambians as people against the Tonga people. When Mainza Chona during Kaunda was Tonga, but no one would say this one is a Tonga. We have a lot of people under Chiluba, Garinkombo. They were there, Tongas in Chiluba's government. And today it looks like when a Tonga president becomes Tonga, it becomes a war against other tribes in fulfillment of this prophecy. Tribal wars will never end. Why? Because people refuse warning. And even those that are advising Hakainde Hichilema, when they listen to my videos, they think that I'm an enemy to Hakainde Hichilema. I've been an enemy to Chiluba. I've been an enemy to Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. Even Dr. Kenneth Kaunda almost shot me because he was misinformed that I'm his enemy. Thank God I had a revelation immediately when he came from America. I said to him, I said, I dreamt. He says, what did you dream? I said, I saw I was in your field. Then it was reported that you shot me. And when you were asked with the police, you said that no, I mistook him to be a pig that was eating my maize in my field. So I shot him by mistake. So I dreamt that you shot me by mistake because you did not understand, you did not identify me. You thought I was a pig in your field. Then he says, man of God, there was a woman in where I'd gone to make the campaign for Kenneth Kaunda Children of Africa Foundation. This woman prophesies that there's a man who cursed you so that you should not have a positive result in gathering the money to raise for KK Children of Africa Foundation. And when I looked around, I thought the only person who has power to curse is you. So I was actually all out against you. I'm sorry. God has exposed this woman and she misguided me. So now, that can be one of the reasons why sometimes I'm an enemy to Hakainde Hichilema, because among my books I wrote where I said Bali will fix it, and me I said to him Bali will never fix it, because God revealed to me, because this partnership with Vatican, it cannot allow Hakainde Hichilema to fix the economy, because Vatican, it has no agenda to fix the economy for Africa. It has an agenda to still cripple us with organizations that are disguised like the UN, the UNHCR, that would keep all refugees to be spinning their wealth using our names as refugees, keeping all these organizations, the IMF, the World Bank, and all these, the European Union, they are working for one man, the Vatican. So now, when you talk about Vatican, it's an animal which has all eyes around us. And now, when you speak the truth, these eyes, they squeeze your economy. And the only thing that these organizations are doing, they are not there for Africa to prosper. They are there for Africa to go into homosexuality, which is erasing family marriages, erasing even those marriages that they have sanctioned. They don't want men to remain married. They don't want women to marry. They want women to marry themselves and men to marry them, men. So now, tribalism is what I've said in page 105, that I said tribalism shall not end. It is one of the tools of these organizations that I've mentioned. They fund tribalism. Xenophobia that is in South Africa is funded Because today, xenophobia starts with refugees that are documented. Then they say, no, we are looking for undocumented. When they say they find a documented, they say, oh, no, you got this ID fraudulently. Even me, the same UN I'm talking about, the time when they withdraw the children from me in 2018, they actually accused me before the magistrate court to say my refugee status is fraudulent. There's no war in Zambia. It cannot be a refugee here in South Africa. And they had to go with that full force. The time when I went to, they even threatened me. We've even called the Home Affairs to come and testify against you. I said, let them come and testify against me. As I was approaching the magistrate court, I saw the director of Home Affairs coming out of the court. Then I realized that he had come for the same verification. And when I reached there, the magistrate court said, no, I don't want to see Mr. Masuka here. I just want those people who are learned. I want the lawyers, come here. Then I simply heard a hearsay. You think that Home Affairs can give Mr. Masuka a refugee ID when he's not coming from a country where there's war? Is it war the only qualification for a refugee? So now our children were given back when they were not supposed to be given back, when they were supposed to be given to other families. And that was because they wanted to fight the ministry of God. Yes, I'm an enemy of HAKAINDE HICHILEMA because of the ministry of God. But what I want to emphasize is that the sensitivity of my enmity is a prophecy today that is being confirmed as fulfilled. Tribal wars, which have been promoted here through xenophobia, which have been promoted in Zambia, which have been promoted in America by Donald Trump. All these people who are speaking about xenophobia, are speaking about tribal wars, they are people that God warned through these visions, and I wrote to them. I gave President Barack Obama this book in 2010. I took the 3 volumes to American Embassy in Zambia. So there's no excuse at all. So let me allow you to listen to what I prophesize tribal wars. Let's listen to this.
Why we feel that we are hated even when we are not. We feel sorry for ourselves. We feel sorry for being Tonga. Mevo, my father and my mother. I did all my education in Monze. But there's one thing that I have seen. When it is time for voting, the kind of message that is given to us, the voters, or the kind of message that is given to us, the people, it is not the message that unites the country. And it is high time the people of Southern Province realized and vote together with the whole nation, like the whole nation did in 2021. Host, I'm sorry. I want to use Tonga, and I'm not sorry for being Tonga because that is the only language I have known as a kid. So thank you. Thank you. Mistake. Direct. Mistake. You know one. You are not hated by anyone. If only muzondedwa muntu ngwe munya uzwa area yenu komunya ko muzwa ngomuntu muzonded. Edgar Lungu wagabola mu 2029 kumonze where katuli kumonze where. What did he do? He gave land. What did HH do? He got that land and under Chief Jonah. He gave that land and said build a church. What did they do? Is HH said no. Once we come in power, we are going to get that land back. We want to build a stadium, not a church. Chief Jonah area. ZCA after ZCA there. What message is coming to the people? No, never kumonze mwaguti mundizuye mu power mwainka kurusaka bani kumuma makambo lyonse bakati kumuma mwainka kurusaka mevo kuzwa kumonze kwenda komenera ndainka kurusaka. I did my college at University of Zambia ndainka kurusaka where my station was Intercity bus terminus. We now wali kunduma na bambola chitonga freely. No one was beating me. We now wali kutuma. But today, people are believing that Tongas were being beaten in Lusaka because it is coming from the top office. which is wrong. We can talk about free education, we can talk about building, we can talk about infrastructure, we can talk about anything, but for as long as we are divided, we do not have a country to call country again. 2021, why we were able to remove a government is because the whole country came together. There was no one who spoke of a tongue. There was no one who said, I am Luvale, I am Kaonde, I am Lozi, I am Bemba, I am Tonga, I'm not going to vote for HH. The country said we need change, and we went there to vote, and we brought the change we wanted. But is this a change that he promised us? No, it's not. We made that mistake, and we ought not to make this mistake yet again. Because it will not be mistake now. When we do this, it will be stupidity as a country because we don't know what we want. Then we don't know. We are no longer patriots at the end of it all. So we don't need to make this mistake again. I am calling out my southern province. No one will beat you anywhere. I was very saddened 3 days ago. I was talking to my cousin. I called my cousin. I was like, brother, mbutogo, mwenye deputy change. But I'm but mama mudala kusebo kuno tao. Kambo kuti twatwandabe akaenda academy office kambo mudala gumwa twakatala. That man has never traveled. He has never, I know my cousin has never left Monze to go to Lusaka. He has never traveled to any part of the country. But he believes because the president said Tongas are being beaten in Lusaka, and he has believed that message. And that is what he's going to carry to go there to vote. Because he doesn't want Tongas to be beaten in Lusaka. Who beats Tongas in Lusaka? I am married to a Bemba wife. No, we are a happy family. We are okay. When we listen to what is happening out there, coming from the higher office of the president, I think it is such a shame. So, let us go there to vote because we want our country to be better. Not because HAKAINDE HICHILEMA has told us that no one beats you, and no one has ever beaten any Tonga because they are Tonga. No. Stop feeling sorry for yourselves for being Tonga. You are Tonga because you are Tonga. You are Lozi because you are Lozi. You are Nyanja or Ila, you are Kaonde because you are Kaonde. That is the language you know. That is the language. Be proud of that. I have never shamed. I never knew my tribe to say.
If you listen to this man, he's a Tonga man, he's confirming this prophecy. And when people say, I hate HAKAINDE HICHILEMA, I don't hate him. It's because the prophecy works against him. He's the one who is hating the word of God that warned of his future. Today, HAKAINDE HICHILEMA, he has fulfilled this. Let me read again. This man is reading this sentence in his utterances. It's exactly what I foresaw and wrote. Then Zambia will remain without a king before God. No one shall unite the nation. No one shall remain to guide the nation. No one shall have respect in the eyes of the people of the world, and tribal wars shall never end. Only donor slavery. So the only thing that is, which people have not yet understood, is that we are under donor slavery. I think I've explained this to say, whenever the president says that we need to sign an agreement of getting loan, let's approve 2022 credit bill. That credit bill is donor slavery too. You are tied to some agreement by parliament with a nation. You cannot come out of the work. That's why Donald Trump gives you conditions to say, do this, then I'll continue giving you ARVs. Without you giving him what he wants, he says, I'll stop the ARVs. Now listen, I want to mention one thing here. Why? Main reason why HAKAINDE HICHILEMA hates me. I want to say, regardless of prophets being fulfilled, because I foretold his coming into power. And I was so sweet when I said UPND will form power. I remember I was called by Seventh-day leaders from Central Church. One of that, my friend, Mr. James Banda, took me to one of the leaders' house in Woodlands. And again, I presented the prophets in the Central Church at the Union, Zambia Union, at a central business place about UPND coming into power. And I was questioned about the loss of Mazoka, why Mazoka did not win. Then I was explaining about the rigging, and I showed them the vision, and I showed them how I went to D12 in the Central Police to go and protest that Chiluma is rigging the election. I was shown in a vision. I've been a visionary from my childhood, from the age of 19. When I see a vision, it does not miss, it comes to pass. And when I declare a vision, it doesn't mean that I declare it because I have an interested portion in that vision. I speak it because God has revealed to me. And those who are willing to challenge my visions, they are most welcome. So let me say this. I want to list why I'm hated is because of truth. Let me just read this statement regarding the death of Manawasa. I said, the truth is to the nation, no matter how much State House can offer 5 big and fat cattle for sacrifice to save the life of President Manawasa, it shall not save him, says the Lord. It is high time for the nation to seek the face of God and to come to the knowledge of the true God among the false worshippers. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness. So because President HAKAINDE HICHILEMA, as did Manawasa, as did Chiluba, as did every president who is dead, they held the truth in unrighteousness. When you hold the truth in unrighteousness, it means acting upon the word of a prophet without him playing a part, trying to maneuver in the prophet's word that God warned, and you think that you can simply proceed and prosper and enjoy the labor of your hands without recognizing the prophet, not uplifting the prophet, but consulting and seeking his prayer, perhaps protecting the ministry of God by believing what he says. So when you hold the truth in unrighteousness, you know exactly to say the prophet warned that you should not be in partnership with the Vatican, but you want to do it for political mileage. That's what HAKAINDE is doing. Pope Francis has been removed quicker than he expected. That's one of the assassination that I've seen in Vatican. Even when John Paul II also was shot at. But I want to see this assassination was there to divert the agreement, the promises that Pope Francis promised Zambia, and brought in a Pope who is of origin of America, so that anything that is happening is tied to Donald Trump sanctions. So we are dribbled. And no matter how much HAKAINDE HICHILEMA would want to change the whole system, it won't change unless HAKAINDE HICHILEMA resign, give the Mnduviles to lead. And even the Mnduviles, when they lead without them having to consult God and to seek anointment, they will be holding the truth in unrighteousness. And God will not leave them unanswerable. They will head the same direction. because that which may be known of God is manifest in them, for God has showed it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his internal power and the Godhead, so that they are without excuse, because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were they thankful, but because they become vain in their imagination. Their foolish heart was darkened, prophesying themselves to be wise, they become fools. That is Romans chapter 1, verse 18 to 22. I'll actually continue to speak to you uh, in the next podcast or video. May God bless you. I'm an enemy to HAKAINDE HICHILEMA because HAKAINDE HICHILEMA is holding the truth in unrighteousness. If he held the truth that I was giving him truthfully, Zambia was going to be in a right place economically and politically. May God bless you.